So here we are, older, having lived a whole lot of life, having learnt a whole lot of valuable stuff the hard way, and still in a position to make good use of our findings. We know what's what. We know what to care and not care about. We're wise, or at least wiser. We're strong as bears. We're amazing. I love us. But I don't love that we're also often newly insecure about the way aging manifests in our faces and what we should do about it. Anything? Nothing? Denial? Acceptance? It's as if the trusty autopilot we relied on for decades has gone rogue. What looked great for years suddenly looks less great. Now what? Sometimes it feels like the choice is starkly binary. Option A is setting off on the path that ultimately leads to looking like current-era Madonna, a defined, poignant clinging to youth via cosmetic procedures, some of which are playfully called tweakments, as if they were cute, fun little nothings. Option B is going for the full pottery teacher look, in a smock and a bare face and maybe some jazzy earrings. No offence to pottery teachers, this, minus the jazzier aspects, is pretty much my daily look, especially when I'm at my pottery classes. What we all want is the sane, considered middle way, the best version of us at the age we are. It sounds simple. It is not simple. We used to know what to buy, how to do our makeup, and what to put on our skin. But what was once second nature, open the makeup bag, and this goes here and that goes there, and I like putting this on like this, done, let's go, is now more challenging. I wore flicky black liquid eyeliner most days from the age of 15 to when I was about 50, to the point where I could practically put it on in the dark, until one day it just didn't work anymore. It didn't look right. I hadn't changed, and my love of flicky black liquid eyeliner hadn't changed, but my eyes had. The liner brush now had to travel across significantly more rugged terrain. Those new creases made it harder to apply neatly, and because, yay, my eyelids are more hooded than they used to be, the eyeliner wasn't properly visible when I had my eyes open. There is a solution to this problem. I will mention it later. So what, you may ask? Well, so I had stopped looking like myself to my own eyes, and that is a very discombobulating thing. An eroded sense of self does not make for being comfortable in one's skin, and is therefore deleterious to women's happiness. It matters. I mourned the me who had always worn liner. The linerless me had eyes that looked unmoored, floating about in my face, undefined and naked-looking. It made me feel sad. You'll have your own version of my eyeliner, the lipstick that always used to look great until it didn't because your lips had thinned, the reliable foundation that now makes your skin look kind of dead, the eyeshadow that once glided on but now migrates to creases and sits there stubbornly, the once reliable concealer that started saying, "Hi, let me just really emphasize your pores." When I talk to friends of my age and older about beauty later in life, pretty much everyone mentions having once had a look, their look, that they could pull out of the bag no matter what, and how that look no longer quite works for them, and the feelings of sorrow and loss it engenders. What makes it worse is that they have no idea of what they should replace the lost look with. Do I just wear beige everything now? One friend asked. Or grey? Because it's not really me. The me in my head is wearing metallic eyeshadow and wispy lashes. But obviously I can't do that either because I'd look tragic. Wouldn't I? I literally don't have a clue. Also, am I too old for contour? What is contour? The other issue that always comes up is choice, as in there's too much of it. You just want a mascara, but there are 3,000 on offer. It makes you exhausted just thinking about it. How are you supposed to choose? Not just with mascaras, but more generally. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of beauty products out there. Are they even any cop at this stage of life? Or do they, like the department store Santa in Elf, sit on a throne of lies? It gets particularly confusing with skincare, when the trend is for minimalist labelling that often tells you only the chemical name of the contents, like succinic acid treatment or tranexamide acid serum. You what?